Hello friends and fellow gamers, MKxJUMP here, and this week we have a brand new event which we're going to take a look at for Idle Heroes. Now the event we have this week is based on an event we saw a month ago and develops further on that concept. It's an event where pretty much I suggested the devs were coming up with a new way to try and get money out of spenders, and also a way of improving the pre-existing events that we've had revolving around Prophet Orbs and Fantasy Factory. So it's good to see that this event has returned, but it also comes with a large price tag that is inaccessible for free-to-play players. That said though, it looks like a cool event, so let's go and take a look. But before we do, let me remind you about Patreon. It's a way you can support my channel here financially and in return get perks and premiums through our Discord server. And if you're interested in such things like account reviews, that's one of the additional bonuses you can acquire. So if that interests you, you can find our Discord in the description, and you can find Patreon up there in the top corner of the screen. A shout out goes to this week's new patrons, Egglog Live and Sam Ross. So my thanks goes to you two for backing me, and hopefully we'll catch you on a Tuesday for an account review. Anyway, let's go ahead and check out this week's event for Idle Heroes. So this week we have a Prophet Orb and Fantasy Factory event. So every day for logging in, you're going to get 5 sweet lollipops, which you can use in Fantasy Factory, and you get 1 Prophet Orb. So make sure you collect those each day to maximize your rewards this week. Now the cool events, we have our value packs as normal, which are giving gems, Prophet Orbs, and sweet lollipops, and it seems now the devs are just normalizing giving treasure coupons as part of packages. My expectation is they're just going to keep doing this because it makes these packages more valuable, and it makes people more likely to spend their contract story gems and money to pick these up. Heavy spenders especially will absolutely love picking up treasure coupons from these packages, and the fact that we've seen them in pretty much almost every event now moving forwards, it seems that they are just going to be commonplace. On top of that, we have the Lollipop Factory package. This is $100 and gives you 2,500 Prism Storage Gems. You also get 70 Prophet Orbs, 35 Sweet Lollipops, 40 Cores of Transcendence, which is quite a lot. And you're also getting the Spring Privilege alongside the Perfect Smash feature for the Lollipops, and also double privileges in the Fantasy Factories. So the first thing about that is this double privilege in Fantasy Factory means you'll get twice as many honey stars for clearing areas. When you do Fantasy Factory, you can basically put in a shape that will clear out hexagons. So ideally you want to start at the edges and work your way in and not waste any hexagons by having, let's say, a shape that won't get all of the pieces. But let's say you clear this out, you clear everything. Every single time you clear a hexagon, you'll get a honey star. If you buy that pack, you'll get twice as many honey stars, and you can use them here in the shop to purchase rewards. To unlock another tier, you must purchase 2 things from the top. So I tend to stick to the right-hand side. I like to get gold and spirit, and then make my way down, picking up Aurora stars. A lot of people ask in these videos, what are Aurora stars? So it's might as well cover them here. Aurora stars are basically honey stars like the ones you'll get this week, which you can spend in this shop, but they carry over into future events. Sometimes we see events that require us to use honey stars or Aurora stars to get top rewards. So it's good to go ahead and maximize your Aurora stars so that when events like that do come along, whether you're a free-to-play player or a spender, you can then use them to get yourself big rewards in the future. So that would be my advice for you guys. And it also means you can buy deeper in and get things like artifacts, and that's always a good thing. So try and get Aurora stars if you can, and then obviously if you're a free-to-play player, you'll probably get as far as the 9-star light puppet if you're willing to spend some gems to pick up some sweet lollipops. On top of that, we have our Prophet Summon event, which is allowing us to use Prophet Orbs to get ourselves copies of Vesa and Geista. The only reason you would want to do this, though, is if there is an event tied to Prophet Summons. And this week, there is only one thing tied to that, and that's the Spring Garden Party. So this is actually giving us additional bonuses if we use our Prophet Orbs, which in this case is just more Prophet Orbs. It's not good for free-to-play players to do this, because the net result is you having less Prophet Orbs. It's just not worth it. There are bigger events in the future for free-to-play players where Prophet Orbs will get you things like sublimation chests, and they will get you Cores of Origin. It's much better just to save for those events. However, if you are sitting on a pile of Prophet Orbs and you're a spender, if you go ahead and buy that Fantasy Factory package, this Spring Privilege allows you to unlock the right-hand column here, which means you're getting much better rewards for your spending. You're getting a lot of Cores of Transcendence. There's over 20 available here. On top of that, you get 650,000 Crystals of Transcendence and Stellar Shards. That's a heck of a lot of materials. On top of that, you're also getting these sublimation chests, but be warned, most of them only contain 4,500, with the exceptions being the ones here at the bottom. This one contains 13,500, and this one here contains 9,000. That's a total of 58,500 sublimation, so it's not even the same as a normal melon chest, which is a little disappointing. I'm not quite sure why they did this. Personally, I would have done 10 chests that all contain 9,000, so that in total it was 90,000, which was the same as just a normal melon chest. But DH Games are doing their thing. They're just giving us worse amounts of sublimation. So a bit disappointing, but subs are subs. So I guess for many people, this is still good. And also, you're seeing here, we can get Spiritual Essence. And for a lot of big spenders, Spiritual Essence is actually something you're progressively running out of, so maybe you want to get some more of that. But the most exciting thing is these Reverie keys, as they are linked to the Reverie Gift Box. And this was something we saw a month ago. This is the main part of the event that we've seen added. And originally when this came out, it basically said, for every 10 bucks you spend, you can open one of these boxes up to 10 times. Well, they've doubled it. Now it goes up to 20 times. The odds of getting things haven't changed. It's still 70% for lower tier rewards, which are a tenth of what you'd normally expect. There's a 25% chance to get 3 times as much stuff. So again, 3 of these chests that contain 9,000 subs. Also equivalent value of Stellar Shards or Crystals of Transcendence, Master's Toolboxes, Destiny Materials, whatever. There's a heck of a lot of things available here. And there is a 5% chance from one open to get yourself access to these bigger rewards, such as Master's Toolboxes or big amounts of Stellar Shards, or even an artifact chest, whether it's the new artifact stuff that came out or one of the normal artifacts, including Lucky Cats. So there's a lot of stuff available here. They've added in from last time Prism Story Gems and gems. I don't like the gems here. I think the gems is a bit weird, especially for spenders, and I just hate the 400 glorious relics. I guess they'll be useful with the new artifact update, but a lot of spenders already have a ton of those, so they're kind of watering down the chance of getting the good stuff like Essence Sublimation or Core of Origin chests. But overall, it's still not a bad thing to do, and you are potentially getting a lot of rewards. Do be warned though, given the fact that these top rewards only have a 5% chance, if that 5% odds is fixed, then from 20 openings, there's actually over 35% chance that you don't get that top reward, right? You might say, oh, MK, but 5% is 1 in 20. If I open 20, it's guaranteed. No, that's not how probability works. Not at all. 5% odds means that every single time you open it, there's a 5% chance. So basically, if you find the statistics that you're not going to get it and take that to the power 20, you'll actually result in about, I think it's like 38% chance that you're not going to get something, which is terrifying. So, yeah. The top rewards could potentially be out of your reach, even if you do spend enough money to get this. Now, there's 2 ways to get this. You can spend either 200 bucks to get 20 keys, or you can spend 100 bucks, which is conveniently the same price as the Lollipop Factory package, and then get your additional 10 here from the Spring Garden Party. So whatever way you do it, you need 20 keys, and that will get you the most amount of opens for these boxes. Heck, there's even a chance that you high roll and get a lot of these 5%. Now, there's another additional bonus thing here. When you get the same type of rewards repeatedly, they can be removed from the Reverie Gift Box. Now, that either means that they're removed and their odds of being pulled is reduced, or it means they're just taken away from these pools. Now, that might sound like the same thing, but there's a slight difference. If, for example, each of these has a fraction of the 70% assigned to their probability, then if you remove one of these lower ones, it actually increases the chances of getting one of these 25% or 5% rewards. If, on the other hand, it's simply just, are you getting this 70%, then it randomly generates an item, then these are going to be fixed and they're not going to change. So I couldn't tell you which it is. I didn't code the game. Some people will be saying, oh, well, if you get multiple things, it's going to increase the chance of the higher rewards. That could be true, but it also is just as likely that it basically says, okay, you get a tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3 reward, then it randomly generates the reward, and all you're doing by removing the item is removing it from the random generation that happens after it's decided the tier of the reward you get. I don't think there's any way we can know how the devs have coded this, but just so you know, that's what it says there. And depending on how that functions, it will either increase our chances of getting top rewards or it won't do anything. So I guess we can only hope that it will improve our chances of getting the top rewards. Another thing you can go ahead and do this week is the Heroic Miracle. This allows you to get a copy of the new hero Luna, which is a bit meh. She's a fortress hero. I don't really like it when they add non-light and darks to the Heroic Miracle. I think it's more useful for players if it's light and darks like Carry or even Vulcan, Mockman, stuff like that, because they're harder to obtain heroes. But hey, we have a Luna as a top reward this week, and to get her, you need to do 3 light 5-star heroes, you need to do 3 dark 5-star heroes, and you need to summon 5 forest, abyss, fortress, and shadow 5-star heroes. If you do all that, you're going to get a ton of armor, you're going to get more sweet lollipops for the Fantasy Factory, and you're going to get some heroic summon scrolls and Prophet Orbs. So this should be completely easy to do. 5 stars are super easy to obtain, so that should be no problem for anyone, unless maybe you started this week. in which case, hi, welcome to the game, and hit that subscribe button. But for the majority of you guys, this should be no problem at all. And that's pretty much it for this week's event. The only thing tied to Prophet Orbs, as we said, is the Spring Garden Party, so you'll find that people that are wanting to spend 100 bucks will use 640 Prophet Orbs to maximize the rewards, and then you'll get people that don't want to spend 100 bucks on this lollipop package that will completely skip this event entirely. So let me know what you're doing in the comment section down below. It seems kind of weird that it's basically 100 bucks if you want to play the game, and if you don't, well, you can just wait like everybody else and save your resources. That might sound bad, but oftentimes just saving resources and doing not a lot apart from dailies and playing the game is actually quite therapeutic, but there is obviously the big problem of there's only so many events that you can skip until you get bored. So let me know how you're feeling about that in the comment section. But if you want stuff about big events, next week looks pretty exciting. We have the Forsaken Realm. Never heard of this thing. We don't know what it is. It could be some crazy new version of the Viking saga, giving us brand new skins for Celestial Island. I don't know. We're not really sure. The flavor text is very obtuse. It says, "The secret of light was buried in the sacred realm." Cool. We don't know what this is. It could just be a way of getting nice rewards like Cause of Origin, Sublimation, that kind of thing. Or maybe it's a way we can get the new artifact boxes they released last week. I don't know. But if you want to find out what that is, hit that subscribe button, as we will be reviewing next week's event like we always do on a Friday. And also there's wishing coins. Now, my biggest concern about next week's event is last time we had wishing coins was a big event. The time before that was also a big event, so we're in a situation now where a lot of people don't have wishing coins, but my community reassures me that they have saved up so many that even with the last two events, they still have wishing coins left over. Now, granted, it has been a very long time since DH Games gave us a wishing coin event to enjoy, but the very fact that we've had 3 of them back-to-back will make life difficult for anyone that's been playing the game for less than a year. But if you're a really old OG player that's been playing for years, wishing coins are probably something you have thousands and thousands of thousands of. And if that's you, let me know in the comment section, because I'm very jealous. But you guys absolutely can go nuts on this event. Potentially, assuming it's a good wishing coin event. And Rogan, funnily enough, is a reward here, which is actually kind of cool. I don't think they've ever given Rogan in wishing coins before, so cool to see him as a reward. We also have Sky Labyrinth, Mysterious Chest, normal stuff, but I'm really excited to see what this Forsaken Realm is, and hopefully we get some good rewards next week, especially for free-to-play players. Fingers crossed. So if you want to find what that is, hit that subscribe button. I will be reviewing that, but this week seems fairly chill. It's just Fantasy Factory, Prophet Orbs, and this additional Reverie Gift Box, which now, instead of only being 10 opens, is now 20. Basically increasing your chances of getting some good stuff, but do be warned, there is a significant chance that you won't high roll the top stuff, and even if you do, you might just end up with a big fat pile of Master's Toolboxes or Glorious Relics, which if you are the kind of person who's willing to spend 100 bucks, is probably not what you wanted to be getting from your top rewards. Either way, let me know what you're doing this week in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for tuning in, and of course, guys, have an amazing week, and as always, happy idling.